does confidence come with wisdom? Do you think if a person have confidence but they don't have knowledge, so they can be a confident among people in
would get after reputation. So if you would have the reputation of faking yourself, probably you would feel confident, or probably other people would feel confident that Anshuman, or maybe XYZ is very confident enough because you have done this reputation. Probably you have encountered the same situation again.
without having knowledge, people can't become a successful person. So I'm also completely resonate with this point, and thank you so much. So tell me, what do you do to increase your knowledge, to enhance your confidence level? Are you into books? Are you into podcast, or do you also believe in life experience? Is that okay?
I used to talk at least two, three people via podcast, and my major goal is to at least interact with 10 to 15 individuals, random people whom probably I might not be knowing. So that is what I have learned most of it, because you're not knowing background of the other person. I talk a lot, I go, I commit mistake, I learn from my own experiences. That's how I grow every single day. It is like you must have gone to those malls, maybe shopping stores, where you have seen the stickers, buy one, get one free. Have you ever seen that take two items free? You would never see those things.
Thing in their life, but still they have a negative aura. They think something else, but they want to achieve something else. Okay. So do you think it affects on our life? It influences to us persons that okay, whatever you think, it will definitely gonna be. So what's your thoughts on positive thinking?
God, and they feel underconfident. I did so many practice. I was practicing for last 6 months, and literally I cannot speak. I will leave it. No, you haven't done the practice there. You have only been practiced with yourself. You had been talked with yourself. So go and do this practice. So that's the things for the beginner. However, if you are the intermediate, be very conscious. Why I'm saying that, you have again traveled the path from 0 to 1. You know the dynamics of this language. But what
Oh, hi, good afternoon, Mr. Anshuman. How are you doing today?
Hello, hello, hi, Meenakshi. Very good afternoon. I'm doing pretty well. Thank you for asking. How about you going to?
Yes, I'm also doing great, buzzing with energy because today I have a conversation with a confident speaker. Not even a confident speaker, but I guess you have a clarity in your thoughts and you speak with elegance. So I really love the way you speak. So I thought, why should I talk to this guy? So thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for accepting my request. I'm really delighted to have a beautiful conversation with you.
Mine pleasure for having me here. I'm really excited for the conversation. Yeah.
Okay, so before diving into the conversation, I would love to know about you. Who is Anshuman? What he does? So please introduce yourself first.
Sure. So hello everyone, Anshuman this side. I belong from UP, specifically coming near about the district Sultanpur. So I closely work with the people who know what to speak, but really struggles to speak confidently in public. So over the last 2.5 years, I'm helping individuals to being better at communication, not just for sake of English. I actually, because my core belief is very simple, that if you can communicate effectively, you go personally, professionally, socially, and emotionally, right? And that's what I'm doing through my YouTube conversational videos, through my diagnostic session, helping individuals to actually understand what is real communication, how someone can master it. So that's pretty much about me. Yeah.
What a wonderful conversation as always. Okay, so first of all, tell me how's your YouTube channel is going on? Are you enjoying your journey? Are you learning something day by day?
Yeah, absolutely. Like the journey is going pretty well, and I'm enjoying a lot because it's been almost 3 years or more than that I being consistently doing here and there on and off, but now I'm being pretty much consistent because now I feel I have a sense of responsibility on my shoulder. So it's going pretty insane talking to everyday individuals, learning from their experiences and trying to come up with few insightful things so that learner can also learn something new. So that way I'm also upskilling myself every day.
Yes, definitely. I guess since I also have started my own YouTube channel, I can see the tremendous change in my speaking, in my communication as well. Because I guess whenever we
Hmm?
watch ourselves after conversing with someone, so we can, find our flows where we were lacking, how better we could speak later. So this is the way we can learn and we can become a better version of ourselves, right? So yes, but I
Correct.
haven't seen you last 2 years, but now I can see your growth. Now your face is reflect among YouTubers as well. So this is also,
Hmm.
the one way that, once people start recognizing us, that okay, we are also here, we can also help you. But today I will speak less and let you speak more, because I already prepared some questions for you and I know you will give answer remarkable. Okay. Okay. So my
Okay.
first question is, as you are a quite confident speaker, so according to you, does confidence come with wisdom? Do you think if a person have confidence but they don't have knowledge, so they can be a confident among people in front of others? What's your opinion on it?
Hmm. Okay. I would like to start this from question number two, that can someone reflect the confident face in public, having said that they don't have relevant knowledge? I'm sure that this was your second question, right? All right. So my answer is pretty simple, that confidence is something what you would get after repetition. So if you would have the reputation of faking yourself, probably you would feel confident, or probably other people would feel confident that Anshuman, or maybe XYZ is very confident enough, because you have done this repetition. Probably you have encountered the same situation again and again. Somebody has asked the same question, somebody has given you that question, wherein you are not knowing the thing, but you know how to handle that situation. Probably you would be the confident person. I'll tell you one of the very often question what I get from lot of people, that tell me, Anshuman, how do I tackle random question? And the essence of asking these questions comes wherein they wanted to depict themselves as much as confident they are today, having said that they don't know the topic,
Hmm.
right? So
Okay.
obviously, if even though you don't have the relevant knowledge, but
Hmm.
you know how to tackle the situation, how to navigate through the situation by certain following a framework, which we'll be talking a bit later, you can be confident. So again, moreover, simple line, the repetition, confidence would come after the repetition, as simple as that. Now talking bit about your first question, that does this confidence come from the wisdom? Hope that was your question, right?
Yes. Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. So my point of view is very clear, that knowledge is first thing what we should possess and we should run behind.
Hmm.
Because if I'm interacting with something, if I'm just doing something, I do need certain expectation out of that. And what is that? It is something to learn from the other people or other individuals. And if we are just talking to a person on a particular subject expertise, let's suppose we have decided a topic of communication, and what if I haven't done it by my own self, I don't have any experience? Again, the wisdom comes from experience, experience comes from experimentation, experimentation comes from awareness, and a lot of repetition, right? Backward engineering. So if we haven't done those things ourselves, do you think I would able to explain those things? Obviously not,
Hmm.
right? So the
Right.
wisdom, going backward, we'll see that it comes again from the repetition, from awareness, from doing practice, from learning from the experiences. So obviously the person would be pretty much confident if they have the subject matter expertise, which will eventually come by the wisdom. So yes, answer is yes, wisdom does, the confidence does come from the wisdom and the intelligence. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. And this is a very beautiful answer as always. And I have also observed this thing, because
Hmm.
whenever we speak in front of someone, like today I asked you this question, but you haven't prepared yourself. I
True.
am to ask you random questions, but you are already aware, like how I can give answer to someone, right?
True.
So I guess whenever you have to speak something over the period of time, confidence comes. But if you are gaining knowledge through books, through podcasts, through life experiences, if I don't have life experience, I'm just indulging myself only into studies, I'm just collecting the vocabulary and idioms. In one way or another, I feel lacking. I feel lagging behind in somewhere because I don't have knowledge, right? So
True.
knowledge
Hmm.
should be there. If you want to become something, not only an eloquent speaker, but if you want to become something, so knowledge should be there. Without having knowledge, people can't become a successful person. So I'm also completely resonate with this point, and thank you so much. So tell me, what do you do to increase your knowledge, to enhance your confidence level? Are you into books? Are you into podcast? Or do you also believe in life experiences, that okay, I can learn from my life experiences as well?
This is a very beautiful question. I literally wanted to want someone to ask this question because I genuinely wanted to highlight one very important point. There's three simple things where I learn most of the thing. The first is people. As I already been into this podcasting thing from last 2.5 years, and the leverage of being there that you would get to talk to individuals coming from different background every day. So every day I used to talk at least two, three people via podcast, and my major goal is to at least interact with 10 to 15 individuals, random people whom probably I might not be knowing. So that is what I have learned most of it, because you're not knowing background of the other person. You're not knowing anything out of that. Now, once you build the conversation, you don't have a limited thing to talk about. You can talk about what you wanted to talk about, right? Or eventually you learn from their experience. They have maybe 20, 30, 50 years of life. You get a real interaction, and I believe the real learning happens once we get talk to the people, understand their emotion, why they are behaving like that, what we can learn. And so that is number one. And number two is obviously I last 2 years I was being much into books, but this time I'm not pretty much consistent about the books because maybe I'm getting more learning from the people. Maybe I find out certain other ways to, collect the knowledge. Though the books were always being one of my first priorities in order to get the things, because books have given me two things. First is the experience of the person or the author who have written it. Maybe he has the experience of 60, 70 years, so I'm getting that knowledge of 60, 70 years within 300 or 350 pages. So what is the problem to take that? And since initially I was the language enthusiast, I was getting good vocab. I was knowing that how to use an structured thing and how to articulate their thought while writing down them. So all those things I get from books. So book were my second source of knowledge. And third, which you mentioned correctly, none of other than life experiences. I travel a lot, I talk a lot, I go, I commit mistake, I learn from my own experiences. That's how I grow every single day.
Oh, wow, means you are doing so many things to gain knowledge, and
True.
that's how it can be a tremendous change in your communication, and you can learn, because I feel it so. Mistakes are also a part of learning, so we don't feel that if we are having setbacks, if we are getting failed over and again, so this is also called of experience. So we should learn from these experience and try to be concentrate on that particular thing, that okay, now I'm going not be going to do this in my life, like no, again in my life, right? So everything
Right.
matters a lot. So obviously you are mentioning that you are into books, you're learning from life experience, so very nice. So my second question is, what's your thoughts on positive thinking? I have seen many people want to achieve some.
Hmm. I mean, people might be a little hesitant to hear that, but let me tell you that I literally, I mean, I'm very straightforward thinker. When nobody can give me negative thoughts, and I'm pretty much confident about that because this comes with a lot of repetition again. That once you give the affirmations from yourself that you'll have to do it, you'll have to do it, you'll have to do it, and you actually started doing the changes in you, you will feel after a certain period of time doing the certain repetition for maybe years. And once I'm saying years, it actually means years. That years have a 12 months. You do have every single day. What do you say to you? You're gonna do it no matter what happens. So something would change. You would not care. Nobody can even affect you. I'll tell you. You won't even think about the single thing that would affect you because now you are processed even. You know that okay, I'll have to do this. I wanted to achieve this. This is the path. Let me analyze that what I'm doing today gonna take me to near about my path or my goal, and accept everything is just a chaos and noise. Cut those things. If it is the people, cut those people from your social circumstances. You can avoid, not, I mean, directly, because some of the time we feel no, no, ab to baat hi karna band. No, I mean, just you'll have to be a little professional that way that other people would not feel offended, but make sure to cut drama from your life. Half of the thing would be gone. And if you're committed enough, you know what should be done, you're consistent enough, no negative thought would bother you again. Let me tell you, no negative thought would bother you again, because you know that whatever you're gonna do. And now this time, I mean, I literally don't wanted to talk this much about me, because once I believe that I'm going, or in certain field, if I talk about that, I feel that I'm losing that sense. But anyways, I just wanted to highlight it, because this time if I'll think something, if I have literally thought something about my goal, my opinion from my bottom of my heart, now there is no second chance. I believe I have achieved that, because
Hmm.
I know that this is all things I do need to require. This is the plan. Execute, execute, execute. Done. Maybe 1 year, it would take 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. So where is the place for the negative thought? No negative thought. You know that what it needs to achieve. You go, you do the action, done. That's all. Yeah.
Exactly. Means you are into practical things, right? Like people often
Very
talk about positive thinking, but they are not into positive thinking, positive actions actually, right? Because they like to be naysayers. They often want that, okay, if the person is negative, they automatically and suddenly they capture that negative aura. So they don't want to achieve something. So that's why they do this, right? But if the person want to be accomplish something in their life, they should be positive, and their surrounding must be positive as well, according to me,
correct.
right? So you mentioned so good or valid point, I must say. Okay. So my third question is, do you believe in
Mhm.
luck? Do you believe in luck? Like sometimes we see two people are putting equal efforts, but still the one person is gaining result, but on the other hand, other person is not seeing the result he wants. So, what, according to you, what's luck? Do you personally believe in luck or not?
Good question. My theory on this luck is pretty simple. It is like Meenakshi, it is like you must have gone to those malls, maybe shopping stores, where you have seen the stickers, buy one, get one free. Have you ever seen that take two items free? You would never see those things. So luck is that free item, but it would never get hands on. I mean, you'll have to put your efforts, you'll have to do certain things. Luck will follow you with the
Yeah.
likes the product. Buy one, get one free. So that one thing, what you're gonna do is your hard work, is your goal, is your obsession, is your commitment about the things. Luck would come with the time, but it would never be like ये सब कुछ lucky है. No, I don't believe on that.
Hmm.
So there is something, what do you need to do? Again, I'll be very practical about that, and I'm one of the vocalist person about talking about luck and talking about the things what actually it takes to reach there. You know your goals, you work harder, you execute the task, let your luck or let the God decide what will come for you, because you know that whatever are in your hand, you are doing that. You cannot do anything out of that. You are controlling on your controllables. So let the luck follow you. So my theory and the philosophy on the luck is pretty simple. Just you put your hard work and expect luck to follow. That's all.
Okay, that's wonderful. But
Let me know your perspective over there.
Actually, I
Yeah.
was about to tell my opinion as well.
Hmm.
Sometimes, because
Hmm.
every day I have a different perspective on luck. You know,
Yeah. Hmm.
sometimes I feel like, okay, I have started my YouTube channel for so long, ago, but still I am not gaining what I want. But on the other hand, I feel how much efforts I am putting into it, right?
Correct.
I feel that, okay, still the diamond needs polishing. I should work more harder, right? And still I have uploaded only 200 something videos. Then why I am expecting this? Right? And where I have started my journey, I have started from scratch. So how easily I can get this? Okay. So,
Correct.
but my husband is really a optimistic personality. He always motivates me. No matter you are gaining something or not, but see, appreciate those moments, those things that God provided you. Like you nowadays, you are teaching someone, right? Because of your YouTube channel, you can connect with so many people, because people still wants your YouTube channel
True.
link before connecting with them. So there are so many things. At least YouTube is giving you someone, You can find your potential. You can, means you can spend your day with a positive note, right? I know that I have do these things in my entire day. Today I have a conversation with Anshuman, so I have prepared something to ask about, and I will learn so many things from him. Okay, so this is also a life experience for me. So yes, still I have a, I am at a crossroad. I don't know what is right and what is wrong, but I know whatever God think or I already thought for me, it's good for me because I am not big than God. Okay, so this is my perspective.
Cool, interesting. Yeah, I like that. I mean, you put your efforts and then think about luck and other factor. That is good to have that. Expecting, because some of the time what happens, Meenakshi, sometimes we do need to revise our own efforts. We do need to measure that. Okay, there I'll have to go. This is the path. I'm following it. And see after certain point of time, is it really working? Or do I need to change something? Do I need to add on something? Do I need to unlearn something? Some of the time, it is pretty much interesting to see me. Some of the time I find, okay, this is what I was doing and I'm overly doing it, but I'm not getting the result. Then lately I get to know I do need to change something,
Something.
right? So, yeah, taking the feedbacks and learning from there, it also takes a lot of courage and it will give you always a good direction to achieve what you wanted out of the life. Yeah.
Yes, actually. Okay, so tell me, if someone wants to achieve the fluency, so what's your
Mhm.
approach and what's your advice for them? For beginners and intermediate level. Like if someone is beginner, they want to achieve the intermediate level quickly, not quickly, but at least within a 6 or 1 year. So what kind
Mhm.
of practices should they follow? What kind of approach they should follow? And if the person already had intermediate level, so what should they do
Mhm.
to reach an advanced level? And you can
Got
tell
it.
me about yourself. What kind of practices do you do in your everyday's life?
Sure. So let's start with the beginner one. Right.
Yes.
So once someone is beginner, there is two things to acknowledge. First, your level, and second, your label.
Hmm. Okay.
I mean, both are same. Why I'm saying that? Because acknowledgement and awareness of your own level is very important. Because beginner do have their own definition to define that. Do I actually know that how to frame sentence? Do I actually able to just construct the sentences? So acknowledging your label is the very first important thing to start any of the journey. If you know that, okay, this is where I am today, and this is where do need to go, then actually you can certainly, define the path, which path do I need to take. So find out where exactly you are. If you are having, not much grammar, but that grammar wherein you can communicate with the people, it means you can form little or short sentences like you go, I go, blah, 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 future, present, past, in simple, then you are good to go. I would highly recommend everyone to start right away the speaking practice with whatsoever knowledge we have, right? So, two things as I mentioned, if you have the acknowledgement thing, that okay, I do have this position where I do need a little bit of grammatical thing, I do need a little bit of vocab, basic vocab, don't run behind perfection. Let me tell you very clearly initially, if you'll behind the perfection, you would never able to come out of your comfort zone. So that would be an excuse. So if you understood this is what I do need to improve, see the process. Okay, if I'm learning lagging to the grammar for now, I'm very basic, I don't know even the grammar ka g. So where do I need to start? Go to fundamental, learn present, past, and don't go again. Don't overly learn. Whatsoever you learn, make sure to follow it in your daily life because ultimately you wanted to speak. So if you're learning, if you're not using, use it or lose it. You're gonna forget it. So make sure to actually use your words, grammar, and other stuff what you're using at beginner level at daily basis without fail. That is number one. And now once you're being comfortable enough to make small sentences, try to actually figure it out what's the next step. Maybe you have now a good, understanding about the grammar. What's the next thing you can improve? Just see if you can, just create a little bit smaller to bigger sentences, learn a bit more things, but be very vocal about practice because ultimately you wanted to speak. If again, I'll this is my own practical way to learn the things. I am very much into the practical learning where I would be doing 80% of the time which I wanted to improve. Let's suppose here I wanted to be better at speaking. So 20% of the time I would be just enhancing myself to reach up to the level, and 80% of the time what do I learned in this 20% of the time I would try to use it. So that's how I would follow. It may be grammar, words, other stuff. So I would use it 80% of the time. Once you use it, you got to know that, all right, boss, now I'm able to frame the sentences. I can actually a little bit, actually, I can make the bigger sentences from shorter one, use it effectively, go to the people, talk to the people, because eventually you wanted to learn this language or speak the fluent with other people as individual. That's the motive behind learning this language. So go to arena, go to battleground, go to actually test. Some of the time we feel very much comfortable that even eventually the beginners, they have immense confidence on a call, they have immense confidence while talking to themselves, but once it comes to the real ground, they are like, oh my god, and they feel underconfident. I did so many practice, I was practicing for last 6 months, and literally I cannot speak, I will leave it. No, you haven't done the practice there. You have only been practiced with yourself, you had been talked with yourself. So go and do this practice. So that's the things for the beginner. However, if you are the intermediate, be very conscious. Why I'm saying that, you have again traveled the path from 0 to 1. You know the dynamics of this language. But what's the next? And the learning from 0 to 1 and 1 to 10 is very different. Let me tell you, very specific thing are needed to be an intermediate to an advanced level speaker. I'll tell you again that I have personally realized these things, that I have taken very less time and very less effort to reach from basic to intermediate, but it used to actually take a huge time and improvement, very specific advices from intermediate to advanced, even advanced to another level, because there you cannot access yourself where you're struggling. Where do you need to, you'll have to be very conscious about the things you're speaking to. So if you're an intermediate speaker, you see yourself, you record yourself, you ask many more people, you ask, go to expert and see that what is your primary goal to achieve or to communicate better. Maybe you wanted to excel at public speaking, maybe you wanted to better at your general talking, maybe you wanted to excel at some certain circumstances. So then be very specific about you wanted to improve. Then the storytelling comes into picture, your vocabulary, your tonality, your body language, your other things comes into picture. And I would highly recommend at last, before just wrapping up this answer, that never chase 10 rabbits at a time. No matter you are beginner, intermediate, boss, if you go run behind 10 rabbit at a time, you'd never chase one single rabbit. So take one thing, grab it, hold a good command, take second thing. That's how you can chase 10 rabbits by changing one by one, but not at a time. So meanwhile, I'll just sum up. If you're a beginner, understand your label, understand the language dynamics, know where exactly you need to improve, learn the things, execute more than just learning, go to the real battleground, talk to the people and understand. And then after doing certain repetition of maybe 3, 4, 5, 6 months, according to your own interest, according to your genre, you'll improve. Second, for intermediate people, you do need to know the primary focus, that where exactly you do need to improve, and follow the certain specific practices, maybe for storytelling, maybe for tonality, maybe for your other things. So but make sure to specifically do one single task at a time.
Okay. Very nice. Well done. And you always gave a very, practical answer. So according to you, how much hours should we give, or should anyone give, you know, to get the fluency? Like if I am a beginner, how many hours I should give? But if someone, like if I talk about me nowadays, I'm not, consistent towards it because
Mhm.
of because my daughter's having summer vacation, so I'm just you know enjoying my
Very
vacations.
important.
So every
I
day I
understand
can't
that.
give, but I feel that okay, one conversation at a time, it's important. So according to
Yes.
you, if I skip even a single day of speaking practice, so it's really affects on our fluency.
To be honest, yes. I mean, though, if you feel that I do follow one simple rule in these terms, I will tell mine that really worked me well, because I also struggle with this thing. Some of the time I skip one day and I feel very bad about me, that, and some of the time if I'm doing any mistake, I'm thinking, oh my God, did I miss the one day? That's why I'm not able to improve. But no, let me tell you, one day is fine.
Hmm.
Don't be so harsh if you are being consistent from so long, and I believe you are, because I have already talked to you and I know your journey, the way you're putting efforts. You have already got so good results. So it shows that you are confident enough, you are putting your efforts. Having said that, one day is fine, but never ever allow yourself to do 2 consecutive days skip. because again it would get into a kind of repetition where your mind will give you, okay, one more day, what if, I mean actually let's take one more rest and enjoy the process, right? So one day is fine, but never try to give more than one a day. You just break that pattern again, get back to the work, get back at least 10 to 15 minutes. I do this thing again if I won't able to do this practice for maybe, 1 day or more than that. I usually take a book and started reading just to give my mind a signal, boss. I'm not into rest mode. I'm learning something. I am just being into the track. I'm just being, if I cannot run, I'm actually walking. If I cannot walk, I'm just crawling, you know? So
Yeah.
don't ever be constant at a certain point. You should able to move forward a bit. Yeah, that's what I follow.
And my first question, hours. In one day,
Hmm.
how many hours?
Okay.
Yes.
This is very subjective, Meenakshi, to be honest. I mean,
Yes.
it depends on personal to person that how much time, how
We can.
much hours you can commit. Yeah, because obviously nobody can commit whole of their life to learn this language. And if somebody can also, if they have this certainty to get something or this fluency, maybe very less time. So it depends. If you are committed enough, you need a very good fluency, you do have time, you do have commitment. Go, who is stopping you to practice for 4 hours? Go and do that, and you will probably get very soon results because your mouth muscle would be trained so fast. Every time you'll speak someone, you'll be like in the flow because you have already practiced so many times in a day. If you're talking to more than 50 people, let's suppose, don't you think so 51 people would be like going in the flow? You'll be talking like it's your native language, right? Yeah, so
Yeah.
like it's very subjective.
That's okay, but sometimes I feel na like someone is saying that you can't eat, 3 times meal in one time, right? So you should
Hmm.
also give the breathing space to yourself. If you are learning something, you should go through back,
Yeah,
to that particular thing. Like if I have learned one idiom or one vocabulary word, either it's a grammar, vocabulary, anything it could be. So
hmm,
we should give
hmm,
the breathing space. We should give some time to ourselves, and we should reflect on that particular thing or thoughts so that you can
true,
recall those things. So that's why I asked you this question, that what's your
got
opinion
it.
on it, right? So, but if I am just giving 24 by 7, right? So my mind get tired, exhausted by
True,
just gaining knowledge, and I'm not giving the rest to my mind. Okay, so that's why now I believe we should give some breaks meanwhile, like 1 hour, then give break at least for half an hour. Again, 15 minutes, then give break for 15 minutes next. So this is the way we can learn better. Rather, we are just gaining and putting our minds into thoughts, things, words, and knowledge, isn't it?
true, true. I totally agree with you. The pauses and the rest would give you another immense thing to grow, or to go more faster because you are getting time to actually think what you have learned, and giving rest would be a best thing you can do for yourself. Yeah.
Exactly. And consistency is the key, but repetition is also the key. If we are repeating things, like if we pick one thing in a day and in the morning, so we should follow the same thing entire day. Because if the video is 15 minutes, we should listen to that particular video at least for 3 or 4 times continuously, constantly. So it will work better. Rather, we are just picking one and another. It will not work. We can't learn anything from them, right?
True, true.
Okay, so we have only 8 minutes. So if you have any question to ask, you can ask me. Otherwise, we can wind up the session.
Yeah, however, I was literally running out of the time because I do have one more meeting scheduled by 4:10, though I have so many things to talk about. As usual, I am very curious person. I try to understand more, though we had an already an conversation. So probably we can sit again, maybe next 15 days we'll plan something and sit again and see that how we can actually get. But it was pretty engaging conversation with you, and I should appreciate the way you ask the questions. It really, give me a sense that you have put your efforts to frame the question so that where learners would get out of things. And if one thing I would like to say at last, make sure whomsoever is watching this video, take at least one advice and implement it. Otherwise, nothing would change. You would watch tons of videos, you'll forget, nothing would change, and you'll blame others. You'll even blame to us. Anshuman have told me nothing got to work. Boss, you'll have to work. Go and work something. And Axis putting so much efforts. We are putting efforts to just make you sure you would implement something, you learn something. That's all from my side, Meenakshi. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you so much. It was really a thought-provoking and remarkable conversation with you. I personally learned so many things through this conversation. I don't know about others, but literally I learned so many things. So thank you so much for sharing your insights and looking forward to have one another conversation with you very soon. So thank you so much for giving me your
Likewise.
precious time.
Likewise, Meenakshi. Likewise. All right. Bye bye. Have a great day ahead.
Okay, bye-bye.